What is going on, niche gaming enthusiasts? Michael Jordan here with the Daily Niche to give you something a little bit different. This is Final Fantasy 15 times 1,000 speed. Yes, we're only tackling, obviously, the first hour. It's going to take about 6 minutes, but I want to go through a little bit of the process that we do here at Niche Gamer, at least what we've been doing recently. So, we're recording every single minute of gameplay that is going on with Final Fantasy 15. I will have a complete playthrough of the game in video form by the time the process is done. I'm already about 40 hours into the game, so this will kind of give you an idea. I dug this footage up from the very beginning of the game to give you an idea of how I started the game. So, obviously right now what you're taking a look at is the basic tutorial process that you can choose to do. You don't have to, but I felt it was actually a very good resource to learn how the game mechanics work and enjoy the story separately. Too bad the story doesn't account for that, and you still have to go through all those fucking processes in the story mode, but this does help make you a little bit more competent in the game. Obviously, it's going through your place in the castle. You obviously know from all the information that has been passed around that you play as a prince, and you have a couple buddies, and you're going off to get married, and that's the whole premise of the fucking story. What's really interesting about this game, and it has to be noted, is that there's definitely a focus on just the four main characters. Like, this is how you go through the game. There are some exceptions, but for the majority of the game, you are going to be with your four companions. And it's very interesting to see how they kind of took this idea and ran with it. It's very refreshing. Just for right now, preview purposes, it is a very refreshing experience. They have some systems in place, specifically dealing with magic, that I know a lot of people are not going to like right off the bat, because everybody had issues with 8, and a lot of the issues came from you actually gathering your fucking spells. So there's going to have that same sort of backlash with Final Fantasy 15. But I have to say that it more than makes up for it with general combat and the experience and the way they present the dialogue and the very, very interesting of Western ideas with Eastern ideas. A lot of the character kind of designs are this kind of, I want to say, Neo-Tokyo style look, but in a very Western set world, at least in the very beginning. So these sort of things are really interesting to me. I never really saw something that did it as competently as Final Fantasy 15 does, and it's even more interesting to see characters who aren't just immediately badass. Like, they're skilled, they have ability, but you're looking at right here, their car broke down. It starts the game where their car is fucking broken down. Not some big grand entrance, not some big fight, not anything like that. It's literally the car fucking broke down and everybody is pushing it. And obviously you're seeing the eye candy here that every feminist is gonna freak out about. But I gotta tell you, there's a lot of gratuitous butt shot movements and stuff like that while you're running through the game. So there's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I think it's for everybody. Another interesting aspect is obviously what you just saw with the choice system and the way that they kind of have everything come together. I feel that it's a very strong package so far. Obviously, this isn't a review. The review is coming shortly, but this is just to give you an idea of what to expect from the game. Maybe you don't want a review, you just want a kind of a preview, basically. Also, one of the things that you can do is you can either have the weight system on or you can have the weight system off. I highly suggest having the weight system on. It allows you to understand your enemies better, and I really feel that it should have been incorporated in the game as that, or done in a way where you wouldn't have to have one or the other to get the systems in place. That's a flaw in my opinion. And even though it's a great package so far from my experience, and it's really looking to be a high score game, that is a major issue. Obviously, the game looks really pretty too. So you're seeing all these different environments, you're walking in, the monsters are unique, and more of a mix of animal on the onset, at least for what you guys will be seeing here. We won't go into kind of where the monsters go toward. Semi-demon-esque-ish animals, And it has a lot of interesting ideas behind it about, the way that the characters interact. Obviously, right there, you're seeing a character that is a very Western styled, could be something out of Mass Effect or, hell, a prettier Witcher 3. Obviously here, I was trying to figure out in the beginning of the game what you could possibly do with the warp, because in certain battles you actually have the ability to throw the dagger up and like hang off of a ledge or things like that. So the terrain for the most part is very accessible. There's nothing that really leads you too much astray, and I think a lot of people who played The Witcher 3 will see definite parallels with Final Fantasy 15. Obviously here, take a look at the cooking system. Your character can learn stuff, and you just saw one of the most realistic images of food in gaming ever, and that's going to also surprise a lot of people. So coming away from all this, you saw right there that there was some photos taking place. This is kind of, you find these camps you're setting up, and this is kind of coming to the end of the hour. And this is just kind of like a little battle that you can have. You're sparring, a little bit of a training session. And one of the cool things is that we actually have some banter and stuff going on when it's happening. Anyway, guys, that's the end of our little 1 hour premiere of Final Fantasy 15. Hopefully this gets to you guys at the midnight timestamp. Obviously, the embargo started lifting today, but we were kind of doing a lot of different things and planning how we were going to do coverage for this. So I figured that this would be a nice little quick way for you guys to get a quick idea and some perspective from my point of view as I'm reviewing the game for the game at large. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, do all that janky shit. And we just hit 3,000 subscribers, and I gotta really thank all you guys, because you guys really been knocking it out of the park, really supporting the channel, and supporting the site over here at nichegamer.com. I hope to see you guys all tomorrow, but I'm probably still gonna be pumping out this review. So until then, I will see you next time.